Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review a movie called King of the Arcades. Now, it's very cold out. In the 20s, it's snowing off and on. Been a weird winter for us. It started plummeting Wednesday night from the 40s and stuff into the 20s, snowing Thursday, Friday, into Saturday. Then it's supposed to warm up in the 40s, and then it's supposed to be in the high 40s and low 50s for a while, then raining. It's been a really bizarre winter for us. Well, anyways, on Amazon Prime last night, they had a bunch of new movies, including King of the Arcade. And it's about this guy. They call him a punk rock. It's kind of like call itself hardcore. It's kind of like a cross between Billy Knuckles, and they call it his band Knuckle Sandwich. I'm not mistaken. And he was a laborer of sorts, and then he decided to quit, and he was in the arcade, and he fixed a couple games. He found that he was really addicted to fixing and restoring old arcade games, like your Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and some games I never even heard of before, like really old ones. And the movie starts out with this one guy who's created like the very first video game in a console before Pong, like the squares, playing table tennis. And then there's something called the Magnavox, which was like a game that played a bunch of squares, and it's like you put like this piece of paper over your TV screen, like hockey and stuff. It looked like it was very primitive, but for the time revolutionary. And then they actually created the very first arcade game, which escapes me right now, Space something. And then like a year later, Pong came out, which became very popular, and then that game became popular. And then and then it turned to this guy, and he talks about his life and stuff. Talks about him quitting, and then him becoming really into restoring arcade games, so much so that he created his own game, Ricky's Arcade or something like that, and it became a phenomenon. He met like Walter Day. If you remember the movie King Kong: A Fistful of Quarters, I guess the Today Show actually called him up and asked for a couple of games that he remodeled. And like he said, he did the rare ones, the well-known ones like Centipede and Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and then the ones that no one heard of, but still no mention of Frisky Tom, which I thought I was playing something dirty. I mean, I was a little kid. It was in the back of Detroit. I only played it one time, but I remember it, and there's videos of it on YouTube. So about like these guys trying to fix these pipes to go to this bathtub. You see a naked girl. You see a girl in the tub, and I thought at the time I thought I was playing something dirty. My parents didn't know what I was doing, but it wasn't anything dirty. But I mean, at the time, I mean, that's why I remember Frisky Tom, and then the name Frisky Tom too. But no mention of that video game. It must be pretty rare. But they had some really rare ones I never heard of before. And they even had like the arcade. They even had the beer one where you put like the one with holes, and you had the fit in different light holes. And he mentioned Tapper, but I don't know if it was the original beer one or root beer Tapper. He just said Tapper. So I mean, that's not. I mean, because I remember playing Tapper at the pub with a beer Tapper, and then I guess they said it encouraged kids to drink and stuff like that, so they turned to root beer Tapper. But I'm not sure which one it was. I mean, it's a fascinating movie. His kid got into it, and also Billy Mitchell, the bad guy in Kings of Kong Fistful of Quarters, was actually in this, and actually made him look like a regular decent guy and stuff. He looked like a villain in the other one. That made it intentional. Even in Pixels, they had whether you like that movie or not, it was okay. I liked the scenes when they were doing the video game stuff. The other stuff, but they had Peter Dinklage as dressed like Billy Mitchell, which I thought was clever. I liked the movie a lot. It's fascinating. I was watching I mean, sometimes on streaming, instead what they call it, like, man, I'd rather just do something else or something like that. No, it held my interest the whole time. It was really interesting. Then there's the part where, well, I don't want to give it away. I'll let you guys watch it if you get a chance. It's on free on Amazon Prime. Now, if you go to Amazon Prime Movies, they'll have like Fighting with My Family, which I already seen. It's free on there. And you go down a couple, and it'll say the King of Arcades. It's really fast. I give it a 10 out of 10. If you like video games, if you like the restoration, if you like the video game art, I mean, the art on the side of the counter, you'll love the movie. It's fast. It's great. Reminds me of days of the arcade. But I mean, it was weird because we never had any real local ones where I was at. We were like in the middle of nowhere. Uncle Charlie's was the one that they were restocked the popular games. That's where I would go. That was kind of like my arcade. And then if we went to Mill Creek Mall a few times. I remember going to Red Bear and Tilton a few times. Not that often though. Playing just a little bit. And then when I was in the Army, that's when I was really doing the arcade stuff. Like I said, they had the arcades in Germany, and then they had one in Fort Detrick, Maryland. I spent like 2-3 hours in there. But that was back whenever some games were like 50 cents and stuff like that. I remember playing, and then the pinball machine was 50 cents too. But I remember playing the quarter-one Diner. I don't know if anyone remembers Diner at all. But they mentioned pinball in the movie a little bit, but more video game stuff. So I hope you like this video, everybody. Till next time, please take care of my Legion. For King of the Arcade movie review, I highly recommend it.